Hey everybody, welcome back. March 31st, National Tater Day. All kinds of taters out there. You can do tater tots, you can do baked potatoes, you can boil potatoes, all kinds of potatoes. Today we're going to take these Yukon Gold potatoes and we're going to make a classic Duchess potatoes. It's a side dish, kind of fancy. The thing I kind of like about this is, one, I've never tried it. Two, you can prep them and then you can freeze them so that way later on if you need a side potato or something, you just pop them out of the freezer in the oven, bake them, and they're ready to go, which is kind of cool. So we're going to bake some today so we can taste them, and then we're going to also freeze some for a later date because we won't need that many. Okay, so here's the stuff that you're going to need today. Should be an easy one, kind of fancy too because you got to use a piping bag with the fancy tip to make them, so that'll give us a little practice with that too. Alrighty, here's what you need. We'll be right back. Okay, so here's what you need for today. You need about 3 pounds of potatoes. Yukon Gold or russet potatoes are fine. You need 3/4 cups of half and half, 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, a 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper, 3 egg yolks, and a little olive oil spray. Okay, so first thing you want to do is peel your potatoes. Pot of water on the stove. We're going to boil these like you're making mashed potatoes because that's what we are making, is mashed potatoes. Alrighty, so just boil your potatoes till they're fork tender and then we'll be back to mash it up and do the rest of this stuff too. Kind of cool today. Alrighty. Okay, and then once your potatoes are done, you're just going to drain them. Make sure you get as much liquid out of there as you can. Okay, so we have our potatoes, but what you're going to do too is you're going to keep them on the fire for just a few minutes and just turn them. What you want to try to do is get as much moisture out of here as possible. Even though you drain them well, you just want to kind of stir them on this pot just to see. You're going to mash them up anyway, so it doesn't matter if they break up or not. Just want to try to get a lot of the liquid out of here, so keeping it on this fire for just a minute. Just, you know, see all the steam that's coming out of here? Okay, so we're just going to let these cool for just a few minutes, and then we're going to get them into our beater here. I have our pastry bag ready with our star tip, because that's going to be our decorative thing. So what we're going to do is take our potatoes, and we're going to put them into our mixing bowl here, and get these ready to mix up. We're going to take our mixer here and we're going to start to mix our potatoes. This will mash them as well. Okay, and just that'll help too, let some of this, more of this steam out of here. Okay, just wait until it kind of steams down a little bit. Okay, and then to this we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of butter. Should melt pretty quick in there. We're going to add our heavy cream, or I'm sorry, our half and half. I looked up so many different recipes. Some called for heavy cream, some called for half and half. This is the one we chose today. A little bit of nutmeg. I thought that was kind of weird, but it seems pretty prevalent in Duchess potato recipes. Okay, our salt and our pepper. Oh, you can really smell that nutmeg coming up here. Alrighty, and then I decided to add a couple other things. I took a handful of chives and chopped them up. We're going to dump those right in there, because I don't know, it kind of sounds good in there. And I've got a 1/2 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, because cheese is good in anything and everything. And we're just going to continue to mix this up, just till it's all incorporated, not too much. I want to make sure too that at some point you scrape down your sides here. Make sure that you get everything incorporated. Alrighty, just another minute for this. Then the last thing you want to do, once that's mixed, is add your 3 eggs into this and mix it just till you see that it's all incorporated in. Okay? And then take your pastry bag. If you have a tall glass, you want to put it in a tall glass just to give you some height while you put this in. Okay, you're going to put as much as you can. You may have to do a couple trips to the pastry bag here because it's not a huge pastry bag. I mean, it was probably meant more for cake decorating than what I'm using it for, but it's okay. It works. Why go out and buy a separate pastry bag? It's all the same thing. Alrighty. So I think that'll just about do it for this one. And we'll come back and we'll refill more once we get started here. Okay? So there we go. And now just, I guess, start on the outside of the circle and just go around the circle with your star tip, and then just keep going until you fill in the circle. And then once you get there, I guess, go back around on the outside so you get back almost to the outside, and then start back in, I guess. This is all new. I'm just trying to make it as pretty as I can, I guess. Okay. I guess something like that is what they're supposed to look like. Let's see if we can do another one here. Okay. Sometimes you get a big piece of potato that blocks up your tip here. Like that. I guess you just kind of do them like that. And I guess that's how you do them. I don't know, that's how they kind of looked in the picture. Alrighty, we're going to do a mess of these and we'll see you when they come out of the oven, see what they look like. Half are going to go in the oven, the other half are going to go in the freezer to see if they really freeze the way that they say that they do. Alrighty, see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back sooner than expected. That pastry bag idea was not working out for me because the tips that I was using were cake decorating tips. So it was too small. So what kept happening was the star point was making a nice design, but the problem is it kept getting jammed with pieces of potato, and then you'd squeeze and squeeze. It became a nightmare. So what I did instead was I took out my ice cream, I put them all back in the bowl, all the mash, and I took out my handy dandy ice cream scoop and I made nice scoops, and then what I did was I made little wells in them, as you can see. So that way, kind of gave me another idea, a better idea than that star tip thing. Make little wells in them so when they harden up, well, this small one we're going to freeze just to see how they freeze. We're going to bake these, but the cool thing is, if you bake these and they have these little wells in them, anything that goes with mashed potatoes, like if you made beef stew, or if you made, you know, anything that goes for pie, like almost like a pot pie or a shepherd's pie kind of filling, you could put some right into this and eat it with the mash. How cool would that be? We should have made these bigger so they were more like a mashed potato bowl. But anyway, that's later. We'll do that another show. Mashed potato bowl day. So we're going to get these in the oven. We sprayed them with a little oil just to brown them a little bit. They're going to go in the oven, I think about 15-20 minutes. Keep your eye on them. They're going to brown. And then we'll take them out and we'll see. We'll taste test one of them anyway and see how it comes out. But Duchess potatoes, but done a little bit different than the fancy Duchess. We butched them up a little bit. Alrighty, see you in a few. Okay, so 20 minutes later, let's see how we did. Yeah, they look pretty good, I guess. We lost kind of our bowl shape. They seem to have settled, spread out a little bit and settled, so we didn't really get that bowl shape. I mean, a little bit. You know what? They still look good. They're crispy on the outside a little bit. We're going to let these cool down for a few minutes, And then we're going to eat one of these. I don't know, I feel like I need something on it though. We're going to taste one plain, but maybe something's got to go on here. We'll be back when we figure out what it is. Okay, I think I resolved the problem. Anyway, before I show you that one, we'll show you this one. This is one of our cakes. We just want to try it by itself, just to see what it's like. I mean, it's a nice mashed potato. It's a little crispy on the bottom. Got a nice flavor, but it needs something. It's just mashed potatoes. So I threw together a quick shrimp scampi and put it on top of our mashed potatoes, because now it's garlic mashed potatoes, okay? So now let's try it with a little sauce and a little shrimp and see what we got. Oh yeah, 100 times better. So that's what you need. You need some shrimp scampi on top of your Dutch's potatoes. No, you don't really. I mean, you could, but that's why I said it's you got to use it as a vehicle for your main course or your protein, and just kind of as a side thing. That was our show idea today, was to just do like a side dish rather than a whole big extravagant thing, because it's tater day, so we're supposed to focus on the tater, which we did. So we made these nice little tater cake type things, Dutch's potatoes they're called, but so much better with some kind of a sauce or a protein on them, whether it's a brown gravy or scampi sauce, something. Alrighty? Tater day. Have some fries, have a potato, just eat a potato. Catch you later, I'm eating a potato. See you tomorrow.